record this. Play from the start. Hang in there. Okay, great. We're ready to rock and roll. At least we're working partway here. I apologize to everybody that we haven't figured out the live stream on Facebook, but hopefully we can have this recording and we'll post it on Facebook afterwards for everybody. I just want to welcome everyone to our 2022 convention, Grand Convention highlights call, one of the many that we're doing, but excited to share with everybody some of our impressions of convention, some of the things that really excited us, and just again, kind of move along the experience, especially from my perspective, having been there in person, which was so much fun. Before we get started, we are going to talk a little bit about Sunrider products, or we may in any case. So I just want to remind everybody that none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. For any new people that might be watching this as a recording afterwards that aren't really familiar with Sunrider, I just want to take 2 seconds and share with you what Sunrider is to me. Sunrider is experience and stability. This is a company that's been around 40 years now. We're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. Stability is huge in this industry. So many companies come and go overnight, not Sunrider. We've been around for over 40 years. And as you'll see in the next few slides, we have the commitment to be here for at least another 40 and another 40 after that. Sunrider operates in over 50 countries around the world, allowing, well, actually all of us, effective November 1st, the ability to sponsor people around the world. And hey, who doesn't know somebody that lives in a foreign country today? I think we all do. Very, very pleased with this. One of my favorite things about Sunrider is being able to travel around the world a couple of times each year and interact with other cultures, see how other people live, how they think, and to be able to get to know people and develop friends around the world. Next thing, Sunrider internally handles 100% of all the research, development, and manufacturing of its products. Now, again, I don't want to go into too much detail, but folks, that is, again, very unique in this industry. Most companies will simply hand a third party a recipe and say, make my product for me. They have no control over the research, development, or manufacturing. That's not the case in Sunrider. Sunrider internally handles 100% of that in terms of the development of over 400 of what I feel are the best health and beauty products on the market. Everything from whole food nutritional products to cleansing beverages to weight management to sports and fitness to green household and all natural skincare and cosmetics. Just this slide, I just wanted to share with everybody, and then we'll get to our panel. But for me, I just wanted to put 4 pictures up of fun times in Dallas, and there was no rhyme or reason to this necessarily, but the one in the bottom left is me at 80s night playing the Aerosmith pinball machine, which I spent most of the night there, I must admit, had a great time. Top right is Angelica Rose leading us all through a wonderful yoga session at convention. Top left is Maggie Bailey, one of the business development managers here in the US, showing off the brand new color cosmetics that were released at convention. And again, we'll talk about those in a few minutes. And of course, bottom right, there's the Chin family and some of the dignitaries at the new facility for the ribbon cutting for the brand new Dallas, Texas manufacturing facility. If I can, Finn, let me turn to you, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about some of your highlights from convention, watching virtually, some of the things that stood out for you in this whole program.
Thanks, Mac. I had a top 3. So number 3 was definitely the specialized trainings, both live and virtual, that we got to enjoy. Sunrider never spares expense on anything, and that includes their guest speakers. Aaron King, Coach Darsh, they really stood out for me. Very inspiring, motivating, really great practical application tips. I'm really looking forward to the pre-recorded virtual trainings that Sunrider did in-house. Were excellent on the social media, on the Candessen. So if any Sunrider is listening to this, I really hope that will be on our workplace in the future so that we can go back to that and use it for training with our people. I just thought it was really just excellent. I was just writing notes like crazy and wanting to rewatch and rewatch. And then the second thing that really stood out for me was the Chens. themselves always. Anytime you get a chance to hear Dr. Chen speak, it is such a gift and such a pleasure. And one of my favorite moments was when the Chen family all sat around together and just shared their personal, what was going on in their lives personally, of, whether they moved to Texas or not, and just what was happening within their families, and just being really honest and open as they always are. It's just, there's no hiddenness or like, we're better than you, or they try to put on this front. Never. It's just, they're very down to earth, very real. And then our family, our Sunrider family of Bob and Donna and Mac, and then my mentor Cheryl, and just everyone that's in our specific group, we are the group to definitely be envied and to be looked at. Just, I feel such a commitment of connection and heart coming from love. In the left-hand side there, you see a picture of Nancy, and wow, she is just the epitome of eloquence and just coming from the heart. Every answer that she gave, you could just feel the connection to heart and connection to love and her desire to help people. And I truly believe that our group that's what we're about, and it comes from the top down. Bob and Donna, Mac, you guys have always shared that, and it's just such a great example of leadership. In the bottom right corner there, you see Mac and Bob on stage, and Mac did an amazing job of explaining the philosophy of regeneration. It can be a very daunting topic, but you just did it so easily and effortlessly, and just any new person could understand it. And then Bob was awesome, just sharing his journey, again, being very open and honest about his challenges. And that's great for us to see, and to just be able to copy that, duplicate that, as far as being open and honest with the people that we're talking to, and knowing that we're really coming from, we want to help people. We want to help people have better health. We want people to have stability and financial freedom. And yeah, I could not be more proud. And I said that on our call last night. I could not be more proud of being part of this group. And I just feel so blessed and grateful to be part of this group and to be with Sunrider. And I mean, the next 40 years is just it's gonna be incredible. I can't wait.
Thank you, Finn. Tim, would you like to come in and share with us a little bit about your thoughts from watching things virtually?
Sure.
And
Sure.
let us know what you think about convention?
I do. I'm going to be echoing a little bit of, or a lot of what Finn's just shared, because I feel so much the same. Like, for starters, I've got 3 items here. First of all, I've been to convention before in the past, and it's been a while, to say at least 90. So it's been over 20 years since I've been to convention, but I went to 3 of them in a row. And what was so great about it, being there virtually, is that I got a chance to feel like it was all happening right here and right now, which was so good. It was like the spirit was of the whole process of commitment to furthering our growth. And this is the first thing I got. My takeaway is seeing that same commitment. In fact, it's just a refresh and a refresh and a refresh of what was so good long ago, and to see the next generation being taken care of and acknowledging, and I'll come back to that in just a moment. But the Sunrider's commitment to just improvement and making everything anew, and to empower us in the best way possible, and from a spirit of love that just seems to be never ending, and which is something that's consistent in the universe anyway. And it's just great to keep our focus on that, and as we grow and find the strength through this empowerment to grow. And that commitment is in every product, every training. And I'm going to go right into the quality, and the quality is not just still there, it's there and then some. And that's exciting. And that really, I guess, it fills me full of hope and renewed faith into not just Sunrider, but me and myself, and what Sunrider's done for me in education and helping me understand the 5-element theory, sharing it effectively with other people. And thank you. And that's going to take me right into the families. The quality, God, it's there and everything. For anybody who's had a chance to try any Sunrider product, as I'll just to reiterate what everyone is saying, just my enthusiasm has just been reignited, to say the least. And the spirit of family. And yes, it feels like family. And I mean, that starts right with the Chens, but just to talk about family, it's like when you're in a Sunrider convention, everyone's like, it's not just everyone's your friend, everyone has something in common, everyone has something to share, and you never know you got to go to a convention like a student, but sometimes the best, and that's why I think the best teachers are the best students, because they never quit learning. And that's the environment in Sunrider all the time. So I'm so grateful for that, so grateful for that. But that spirit of the Chens is that down-to-earth nature and the caring of family. Like when we reach out and take care of the people we love, we want to give them our best. And as a result, we want to take care of ourselves in the best way possible so that we can deliver our best. And that just comes down to feeling good and continual growth every day. And that's just the consistency that I guess I could add a fourth in, the consistency of continually doing that daily and keeping us strong and empowered. I am so grateful to Sunrider for that, and all the people in our family. Yes, Mac, I enjoy, there's so many things I could say. I love seeing you guys on stage and putting everything so poignantly and sweetly and to the point. And just on that, still in that same flow of family, is just, it is so nice to be welcomed. Even as a stranger, it's like you're part of this family. And what I think Sunrider is always been a part of is there is no soul left behind if they choose to want to feel good. And that is just, the hand has always reached out, and it's just up to us to choose to take it. And that's my takeaway from this. Got me feeling it a little bit. That's good. And I think Cheryl has a couple of ideas on compliments to what I might have shared as well.
Excellent, Tim. Well, thank you so much. And before we move on to Cheryl, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things here myself to reemphasize what you were saying. When we talk about quality, certainly for me, I looked at things like, well, 9 new lipsticks, okay, that were released at convention. Not that I wear a lot of lipstick, all right, but it's that commitment to quality. And if anybody heard Dr. Rubin talking about it again, we're talking about vegan-based formulas for our lipstick, things that are very safe, recognizing that women not inhale, but they actually lick their lips and they ingest so many pounds of lipstick every single year just by licking their lips. If we have the good fortune to be able to kiss a lady in our life that has lipstick on, we're ingesting that as men too. So again, the quality of every single product that they're manufacturing. Quality as well in terms of this new facility. Folks, again, I've said this a million times, Sunrider has the ability to produce under a lesser standard, the food grade standard here in the US. They choose to implement GMP manufacturing standards, which are the pharmaceutical grade standards. That's the quality we're talking about. And lastly, when it comes to commitment, I mean, the commitment to invest, I don't even know how many millions of dollars they spent on this facility. There's a commitment to the future. And this bottom left-hand picture, I just wanted to quickly talk about too. Sunrider, and I just want to back up for a second. For any of us that's come from a family-owned business, like I did, one of the things that's so important to realize at some point in the growth of your business is you really need to hire professional people to help you to run your business. Because as a son, a daughter, a nephew, a niece, whatever it happens to is, you may have the best intentions in mind, but your skill level may not be exactly where it needs to be. This bottom left-hand picture shows that Sunny, as our new CEO, has taken this to heart. She hired Deb Bursley as our new Chief Marketing Officer. They've hired Gareth Hooper as our Chief Information Officer. They've hired Rajan Sakar as our Chief Financial Officer, and Jacqueline Yang as our Chief People Officer. Again, Sunny has gone out and brought in professionally trained people, key areas in this organization. Again, one more testament to the commitment Sunrider's making for our future. With that said, Cheryl, can I turn it over to you? Share us a little bit about what you were up to during this virtual convention and what your takeaways were. Cheryl, we cannot hear you.
Right.
Now
That's
we
why
can hear you. Hi.
and I got my headset on too.
Right
Anyway,
on.
you, Finn and Tim did an awesome job sharing my heart when you were talking. And I just wanted to touch on a few things of what Sunrider means to me when I attend a convention. And I don't think I've ever missed in 34 years. And even virtual was fabulous. And Sunrider, like Tim was sharing, it's all about the heart. You know, Sunrider doesn't create the business to make money. That's only to facilitate, to create the products and the tools and the things we need. The business is for us to pass on to people who maybe need some financial help, or maybe need some help with their health, or want to have something to pass on to the children. We're a legacy-based business, and they commit to investing over 40 years now in anything that helps our business, whether it's to upgrade the product, the marketing tools, the people, just like everything you were sharing, Mac. And the other thing that's really special to me about Sunrider and Dr. Chen is their philanthropic efforts. They donate to so many organizations. They, I think they even built a wing on the cancer hospital in California. They're building hospitals in other countries and facilities for people who, you know, don't have enough food. Anytime there's a disaster, we're always donating, and they bring us in because we're part of the family. So we all contribute together to help out. And I think for me, that's what I fell in love with Sunrider, is I was included. I was part of the family. And, you know, I remember some of the conventions I was at, and Dr. Chen, once he shared with us about the name Sunrider and why he chose it. And he said, if we walk toward the sun, we'll never be in the shadows. And that is very significant to me because, you know, it's like they're a beacon of light that we can trust and we can follow. And the other thing that I love that he shared was that when strong winds blow, like for instance, we're out of products, and you know, if we think of our company like a steadfast tree with those deep roots, and those roots keep us strong no matter what happens to us. And then we have this new manufacturing that's going to even bring us bigger and better things as far as our products, and produce faster and more efficiently. So the Chans really have it going on as far as what they've got planned for us for the next 40 years. And I just feel so secure being involved with this company. And I am so looking forward to the next 40 years. And I also want to say, like Finn was saying, the support I've had from day one in Sunrider, I've never seen that anywhere else in any other business. And, you know, Bob and Donna, Mac, I mean, they're fabulous and totally heart-centered people. All the people they bring in to support us, you can tell they're heart-centered people. And I have the best organization in the whole wide world, and they're just full of heart, and they bring my heart so full. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Cheryl. We feel it from you too. So thank you so much for that. You know, I just want to cover a couple things more if I can, just kind of give people a sense for how the convention flow went and that kind of stuff. And day one was a very memorable day for a lot of reasons. It was the opening sessions of convention, the chins coming out of the cake on the stage, you know, all that kind of stuff, the normal gala stuff that would happen. But it was also a very emotional day for me in particular because of the segment that they did in memoriam to people that we've lost over the last year. And I know I shouldn't pick just two, but two that really resonated to me when it crossed the screen was the loss of Cornelius Wucher, my good friend in Switzerland, Germany. And of course, J.W. Emerson, a mentor to so many of us here in the United States and around the world. And there were many others, unfortunately, that were mentioned as well. But it was so super that Sunrider took the time to acknowledge these people, what they've brought to the table, back to family and heart, Cheryl, like you're talking about, for so many years, and the fact that they could be honored at this convention and remembered, hopefully, for years and years to come. We obviously had one of our great training speakers, Aaron King, come up, which I'll get to in a minute as well on day one, but it was a pretty full day, to say the least. Day one kind of ended with our family reunions, which I have a picture of here. Again, folks, normally we would have like 250, 300 people at our family reunion, because we would have folks from Hungary and Western Europe and Australia, from Canada, from around the United States, etc. Very limited this year because people were, of course, concerned about traveling, the rules and requirements of getting back into their home countries, and fear, of course, for COVID and other things that might occur in group settings. Great time at the family reunion. We had a ball, and there were many great things that happened, but not the least of which is I'm not much of a dancer, but Margie showed us how to do the boot, scoot, and shuffle. It only took us a couple of tries, but we had that down and we had such a fun night. So again, fabulous family reunion. The next day was, of course, the facility tours, which also included things like group photos of everyone from the United States. We have some of the staff from Sunrider around the world up here, and I had the opportunity to work with Angelica Rose again in the product experience area, and we were helping everybody sample the new Protein Plus, the pumpkin spice. So we had a really fun day kind of interacting with people and sharing, and obviously that was the day that we cut the cake too for the new facilities. And again, folks, can't say enough how cool that new facility really is. And this is a time maybe to talk about a little bit about that. Again, you got to understand the footprint of this place. As you pull up in the bus, all you see is a huge white building out in front of you, covering, well, the total facility area that Sunrider owns is over 71 acres. The new facility, at least the portions that they put into construction now, is very similar to LA. It's set up between two separate buildings, truck bays in between. We're talking over 1 million square feet of manufacturing facility. Now, we only got to see kind of a window dressing of it because we chose as a group, do not stop manufacturing. Okay, we said keep manufacturing. That was all happening in the back of the facility. We were able to see the front end. We saw some of the rooms in operation. Cannot wait till next year. Hopefully they can bring us back to Dallas to show this place in full production, because it truly will be exciting. The other thing that was great is, as you already referred to, Bob and I had a chance to be on stage together and talk about a few things. Nothing more fun than talking about the philosophy of regeneration in front of the founders of the company. No pressure, right? Had a ball with that, though. It was great. Really enjoyed it. And Bob, to his credit, I mean, very open, as you mentioned, Finn, talking about some of the challenges he's had physically, his weight loss journey, and how he promotes weight loss through our SunFit 321 program. So again, really fun times. It was great overall. And I just want to address one other thing about the facility. We've all been dealing, of course, the past few months with product shortages and outages. And again, I want to assure everybody, having been there, having seen it, having touched it, having felt it, having talked to Eric face to face, eyeball to eyeball, we are in production. Sunrider is doing everything within its power to produce all of our favorite products that we love and enjoy, and to have them back on the shelves as soon as possible for us. So I just want to assure everybody that is for real. It is happening, and stay tuned, because every week more and more products are going to be coming back in the fold for us. And lastly, I just want to say the move from California to Dallas, environmentally, regulatory wise, etc., has allowed us to be able to do more at this facility than we were ever able to do in California. An example of that is now Sunrider's releasing brand new color cosmetics again. 9 new lipstick shades, a blush shade for both men and women, and 2 new face palettes came out at convention. Cheryl, you'll get a chance to see some of those shortly. I have examples of each of them that my wife and daughters have already started to pick through on my end, but rest assured, these things will be coming out shortly for everybody. Last but not least, I just wanted to quickly take us through at least three of the main training sessions very, very briefly. And by the way, panel, if you guys want to say anything on any of these speakers, please jump back in with me. But Erin King started off on day one, and Erin's a great speaker. She talks about social media and digital persuasion. I'm not sure I like that word persuasion so much, but digital acknowledgement, etc. And what she talked about predominantly was her method, which is called the PUB, P-U-B method, which is really all about posting on a personal note, okay? No I's or me's, posting something that's useful. Imagine if what you can't see in a given picture is what you want to be talking about, making it useful. And of course, making it brief, okay? So we can get our message out there quickly with people. Erin was a great speaker. She actually offered 3 free passes for people that followed her advice that day, that took a picture of someone in the crowd and posted it using some of these new methods of expressing or digital persuasion, if you will, on how we approach. And I was fortunate enough to be one of the 3 that actually won the free pass to her boot camp. So I'm excited about starting that, learning more about social media, how to use the right words, how to be personal, how to be useful, and how to be brief. And I promise I'll share that with everybody as I become more knowledgeable myself. Tracy Vlahos, forgive me, Tracy, please, has actually been hired by Sunrider and will be training all of us here in North America, or around the world actually, over the next 6 months in her approach towards, again, using social media and how we present information to people. And what she was really talking about is, first of all, the size of our market. This is, I mean, folks, beauty and wellness, this is a $6 to $7 trillion industry. So if you ever wondered if you're in the right place at the right time, the answer is yes. Okay. The other thing she talked about was focusing on pain points for people. And by that, it's things like, well, hopefully you can all see this. Something, if we're going to be promoting slim caps, what are the pain points? I'm bloating. I have digestive issues. My clothes feel too tight. I'm discouraged in my life and I'm not confident because of the way I look and feel. Those are pain points for people that will attract people that want to hear more about what we can offer in terms of slim caps. Top focus is another great example. What are some of the pain points? I'm forgetful. I have brain fog. I have no energy and I feel run down. Well, we can address those pain points with something like Top Focus. So again, that's part of what Tracy's doing for us. She's talking to us about how we can use the words we choose to share more effectively to attract people to what we're offering via social media and our other methods of getting out there in front of people. Coach Dar, Cheryl, like you, Finn, you said it too. One of my favorites. She's fabulous. Have had a chance to see her present a couple of different times now. This is a lady that motivates people from professional sports. We're talking NHL, national, baseball, football, basketball in particular. She talks a lot about the Phoenix Suns because she actually lives here in Arizona like I do, and actually has worked for the Suns in terms of helping their players, coaches, etc. And what she spoke about at convention this time was her approach called RISE, which is basically the releasing of the things that are holding us back or weighing us down. And she gave a great example, something I've done before in presentations too, where she had little weights and she started picking them up, talking about the things that weigh us down in our lives, okay? She talked about the idea of igniting the passion that's within us. What are we passionate about? Are we passionate about health, wellness, helping people, being philanthropic? Whatever is our passion, that's what we need to identify and ignite. We need to seize the moment in time. Again, folks, we're talking about a $6 to $7 trillion market. Seize the moment. We're in the right place at the right time. And as we've heard from Bob and Donna so often over the last 90 days, our mindset and what we can do to elevate our mindset by being involved with groups like Sim Down Challenge, October Rising Stars, 5 Element, you name it, Rising Stars team, period. These are the ways we elevate our mindset, by coming together and sharing as a team. Finally, again, it's family. And one of the things I wanted to talk about here was a meeting that really hasn't gotten much discussion that was very important to me. And Cheryl, you mentioned it, I think, in what you were talking about, and that is succession and what happens next with our families and our businesses and where we want to go in terms of the rest of our lives within Sunrider. And certainly I don't want to speak for anybody but myself, but I know Sunrider is something that will always be part of my life, no matter where I am today, where I'm going to be tomorrow. Sunrider will be a part of that. And one of the meetings that didn't get much attention was called a succession meeting. And it showed me that the Chins are truly thinking about what first and second generation people, Sunriders like myself, can be thinking about as we're working with our third generation of Sunriders in our family, and what we can do to transition our businesses, how important it is to get our kids and those that we want involved in our lives and organizations to be involved in what we're doing, to help create them as leaders, to share with them everything we're doing, to be mentors. Again, this is all about supporting each other. And this wonderful family, which is up here right before the Chins. I could remember it, Cheryl, Finn, you guys, Tim, you'll laugh about this too. Remember back, Tim, you were mentioning your last convention, 1990, 20 some odd years ago, okay? Dr. Chin talking on stage all the time about give me 5, and he would get the kids up there on stage as they were just little kids. And are you going to be a Sunrider? Well, Dad, I want to do this and this, but yeah, I guess we'll come back, you know? Well, lo and behold, folks, all 5 kids are now involved in Sunrider, be it through the board of directors, be it as a CEO, be it as chief consultants, be it whatever their positions are. They're involved. They're here for the long time. Their children are going to be involved, just like our children. All of our people in our groups are going to be involved. So again, folks, with that, that's kind of our brief rundown of what convention was all about and what it means to us. Panel, Cheryl, Tim, Finn, any other comments you want to share with anybody before we shut the call down today?
Oh, I just want to say, yeah, great job, Mac. Thank you so much for putting this together for us. And for anybody out there that's new, that's watching this, if you ever get a chance to attend any Sunrider event, please do. You'll see the heart of Sunrider and you'll want to join us too. So thank you. And thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. Tim, Finn, any final goodbyes?
Just
Thank
excellent.
you.
Oh, sorry, Tim, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, really well put, Max, especially because you were there. So it was just awesome to hear your insights and energy about it. I can't wait for the next one. I know I won't miss another in person by choice anyways. And yeah, just feeling really blessed. So thank you.
Right on. Right on.
Echoing
Tim?
that, also feeling really blessed, so grateful, so fortunate to have somebody who decided to shine and affect as many people as they have. The whole family shines because they all chose to shine. Everyone came back. All the kids came back to Sunrider by choice, I believe. I don't think anyone had a gun held to them or anything to be able to do that. And so I'm so grateful. And what a wonderful, thank you so much, Mac, for assembling all this together.
Absolutely, you guys.
And I've said thank you so much. It's just touched us all. Thank you so much.
Well, and again, pleasure, and it was wonderful being there. The excitement about being around people again. I mean, I had an opportunity in October to kind of do my first Sunrider group event post-COVID, which was great. This one was truly special though, because we did have a lot of people convening. It was great to see people again, and I just can't wait for next year, when hopefully we can all be together again. That is going to be absolutely fabulous. So with that, folks, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. We'll go ahead and stop the recording. And again, thank you everybody for listening in to our convention recap.